What's up, deviants? Welcome back to the Naughty Corner. This is Court in Session, and we are coming to you from the unceded lands of the Wanneroo people. We're a Reddit Reads podcast where game recognises game. We judge assholes on the internet because we know we've been one. We offer advice on shit situations because we know we've been there. And we're giving you Aussie takes because you wouldn't know what the fuck we were talking about if we didn't. Welcoming Huw Rogers to the Naughty Corner.
Hello.
I've actually name dropped you on the podcast before. I don't know whether or not you've seen that reel. The last conversation we had on the way home in the last open mic about James's missus saving me from that dickhead in the group chat.
Yes, you were being sexually harassed publicly, and I think a lot of the community were like, nah,
Are you familiar with Reddit?
Kind of, yeah. Like, I know whenever I would do like Google searches of like, how do I fix something or how do I do something, usually like the answer would be from Reddit, but I don't go trawling through Reddit. Yeah.
Yeah, there are subreddits for pretty much anything. I don't know whether or not the more seedier sides were there first and then people turned it into a forum, or if they were originally meant to be forums and then just people took what they could and went for it there, kind of like how OnlyFans was meant to be like sharing professional skills, and then they just took like a hard right turn into porn.
It's like Reddit started on the dark web. Used to use it to find a hitman, and now I'm using it to solve my psychology issues.
Well, given that no one can afford psychology these days,
outsource it to the internet.
Get it where you can get it. I mean, us doing stand-up comedy, like I've got a captive audience that I don't have to pay $200 an hour for. So people are like, wow, I can't believe you're so brave to be able to get up on stage and talk like that to a whole audience. Bitch, I'm up there working some shit out for free.
But the audience are the one that's paying for it.
Yep, but they knew what they were getting into. So we are going to start off with Pick Your Poison. Our Pick Your Poison segment is I give you two what I feel equally horrendous options, and then you're the one that's choosing which story we go with.
Okay.
Yeah. We have, am I the asshole for suing my HOA after they fined me for a wheelchair ramp that lets my partner leave the house? Or I'm dreading going to a wedding because I'll be made fun of how I look in a dress.
I think the first one is just some fucking bullshit of like fucking HOAs. America. I don't think we have those here, right?
It's our city council.
Okay.
Yeah, it's essentially the same thing, only the HOAs, they're not public representatives in the same way that our city council is, where it's like...
I thought that they're just like a collection of Karens going like, you can't have a ramp, your grass is not long enough, it's 3/4 of an inch. Yeah.
It's essentially like if our city councils were school PTAs.
All right. And the afraid to wear a dress to a wedding because you're afraid that people...
I'm dreading going to a wedding because I will be made fun of for how I look in a dress.
Yeah, I think that's interesting.
So which one are we going with?
I think the second one, because in my brain, I just go to someone who would be afraid of being made fun of in a dress. And that's probably someone who's recently trans, maybe. Am I jumping ahead too much? Am I jumping off track?
I mean, you're more than welcome to give your immediate takes, because often, like particularly Nate and Ben, you all know that they'll immediately jump into well, if this is the case, then I think this. And it's like, well, you could just shut up and listen, and then you'd know, because you're literally saying, well, it depends on the context, but you haven't let me give it to them yet.
Yeah, okay. All right, trigger warning, there might be some of that. Like, wow, let me...
No, I reckon it's really interesting to give like your immediate gut reaction. If anything, it's a training exercise in questioning your gut reaction to everything.
Yeah. And I think the more that our society is being more like people more out about themselves, the more we should be challenging our immediate reactions, because we don't know what's going on in other people's lives. Maybe not from the person who wants to wear the dress, but from everyone at the wedding or in our society, whoever we come across. We do automatically just assume things of the other person, that they're the same as you. And
I mean, it does create like a cognitive dissonance in a lot of people that I feel like a lot of bigotry comes from.
Yeah, so therefore challenging our immediate reaction to a situation is like, we need to be doing that more, because we are now Oh yeah, there are just people everywhere of all forms and all experiences that we need to not just have our reaction, like place our assumption onto situations. So
Yeah.
then, let's think twice. My first thought was this. Okay, nope, maybe there's something else going on deeper there.
In child development, between the ages of like 7 and 11, you kind of start to develop that sense of, oh, there are human people outside of me that have the same sort of rich inner life and their own experiences, just like I do. It's kind of that realization
Empathy.
that other people are people, like are their own people. They don't just cease to exist when they're not around you. I think bigotry is pretty often, it's a skill issue, man, because say this is a trans person or a gender non-conforming person where they're wanting to be wearing a dress but can't because they feel like they'll be judged for it. If you look in all of, like your Saudi Arabia, your UAE and whatnot, if you're in any sort of desert nation, all of the men are wearing robes and shit because it's too fucking hot. And that's seen as a dress to white Western cultures. So it's like, if you just consider that everyone's just trying to wear what's comfortable, what makes them feel good in any way, shape or form, like it's just really easy to stay in your own fucking lane when it comes to that shit if you have even the slightest consideration that other people outside of you exist.
I like how you said before the bigotry is a skill or anti-bigotry is a skill.
No, yeah, bigotry is a skill issue. Like,
like it's something that you need to work on to get better at. To be like, oh, my first reaction was such and such. That was fucked. Can I swear on this?
Yeah.
That was fucked. Okay, maybe there's something else. What else is going on? Are we getting too off track, or is that the point of this?
I mean, technically, we haven't even started yet.
Yeah. Well, is there more to that Reddit thing?
Oh, yeah, plenty. That was just the title.
Oh. Okay. Oh, shit. Yeah. I didn't even read newspapers. I just read the headlines. What could that be about?
My immediate gut reaction is wear whatever the fuck you want to this wedding. And if you feel like you can't, I wouldn't be comfortable going to the wedding in the first place.
I'm never comfortable going to weddings anyway. Especially if it's ones where like you might know two people there and the one's getting married. Like, yeah, you're probably going to be awkward no matter what. Like you could just be wearing the safest generic thing. But if you could take the risk and...
Whether it was perfection or shit, someone's always going to have a problem with it anyway.
Yes. Yeah. Please continue. Read the first sentence.
So, my entire adult life, I've kind of hidden myself away in t-shirts, sweaters, jeans, and not much else. I never put my hair up because I look even more manly. I want to be girly. I want to look cute. But I feel like a freak while wearing anything considered that. My friend group is, if I'm going to be blunt, a bunch of fucking assholes. They make fun of me, call me manly, a lesbian or trans, which, by the way, I have no problem with, but it's the connotation they say it with that makes it insulting, as if I'm not attractive, so I must be a lesbian or trans. These are all things that I've heard of for years that make me dread this wedding. It's to the point that I want something to happen to me, like some accident, so I can get out of it. Because the entire time I've been dress shopping, I hear what they're going to say to me at the wedding. Like, to be fair, you can just fake that. Be like, holy shit, I just got hit by a car. I need to go and get my leg checked out. Soz, won't make it. And everyone's going to be wrapped up in the wedding. So they're not going to be following up until after the fact. And by then you can just find a doctor. They might be willing to put a cast on you anyway. But yeah, these people don't sound like friends, for starters. I've lost weight this year just so I could try and look better in a dress. I've lost almost 40 pounds since January. I've eaten the same 2 meals almost every day this year.
What's that in kilograms? What's that in kilograms?
It's a 0.45, so like 450 grams is a pound.
20 kilos, heaps. Okay, great. Congratulations. Yep. I know you're listening.
I've eaten the same 2 meals almost every day this year, and yet I'm still getting anxiety attacks just thinking about this. I look like a fraud. I look manly in a dress. I don't know what to do. And I know I will be told that I should leave my friends. I know it's something I'm working on because I have some of the best times in my life with these people, and they've also killed my spirit. It's hard to navigate mentally. The worst part about it all is that I think I look okay. Not pretty by any means, but okay. I just want people to think I'm okay looking, darling. Like, if this is about you looking manly, I promise you that is, you are simply among the wrong people. Because as soon as I hear that, I think of like our AFL girlies at the awards shows. I think of Iona Ma. She's fucking hot as shit. I love her so much. She's a US footy player. I just think of all of these giant Amazonian women that are just built like brick shithouses and they're just so strong. You simply have not found your audience, my darling.
That's definitely... I think there's a couple of issues, which is like how she feels within herself and the people that she's with. It doesn't sound like she's found her people. And this could be, she's like 21. Just the people in her life, like the friends are just immature idiots that she's known since high school. And sure, like the best times that you've had in your life have been with them because they're the only people you might have had in your life.
Yeah, like she hasn't actually had a chance to grow her circle beyond the ones that she grew up with.
And like maybe cull some, like this is harsh, but...
Well, she says she's working on it, but I can understand how it's hard. Like if you haven't had a chance to grow multiple other circles, then it can feel like, well, if I get rid of them, then I have nobody.
You can kind of maybe invite them to change their behavior. If you're like really authentic with them and honest and open and unguarded with them, of like, hey, stop saying those things that makes me feel such and such. Come on, like that's...
Honestly, these sound like the kind of dickheads where if you said something like that,
instant concrete.
Yeah, they'd rag on you even more. Like as soon as you admit that it's an insecurity, then that's just going to make them poke the bruise harder.
Yeah, which then comes back to the point of you need other people.
We can't even tell you that you need better friends. You need friends.
Yeah. And then there's the other side of it, which is how she feels within herself, of like how she presents, and it's not matching what she is on the inside. Maybe she's wanting a glow up, like she needs the Fab Five to come over.
I think she needs lesbians.
I think everyone does.
She's fair point. She's even said that she thinks that she looks okay. It's the friends that are telling her, essentially gaslighting her, that she's wrong. And it's like, you can absolutely have a masculine build and still look fucking fantastic in a dress. Like we have so many male influencers out there these days that do have a full solid build that are out there showing off dresses and skirts and all types of feminine attire, specifically to debunk the idea that certain clothing is only meant for certain bodies.
Yeah, no matter what your body type is, there is a style that like you'll look fucking sick in, that will really suit your body. It will suit your body type. Like where I can roll up sleeves because I know I've got noodle arms. Maybe something with structure in the shoulder because I hunch and I'm long. I'm still pretty like normal, average. I know like I'm hiding my little bulges with like some... Go to a professional shopper, go to a stylist, and they'll be like, oh, no, your body type, boom, boom, boom. Like someone who cuts hair with your facial structure, actually, I'd recommend... You're doing it wrong. Have this. Just snips it.
Definitely, like that would expand the horizons into outside of what she thinks she should be restricted to. But I still feel like those kinds of services are based on, very specific algorithms as to how you should be dressing or doing your hair or whatever. Sure, you can get color matching done for the sake of finding what sort of tones go well with like your skin tone and how to do your makeup right properly. But then just fucking look at drag queens. That style completely debunks anything that is meant to, go with body types. It's specifically about like subversing that entire idea and leaning full scale maximalist into what drives your joy in what you look like, Yeah. And honestly, that should be the core. Like you're not chasing what is considered to be looking good. You're chasing the euphoria of what brings out the most you, whatever that is.
She was saying that she usually wears like loose fitting things and stuff. She feels like her authentic self wearing those sorts of clothing, but it isn't femme enough for other people. But it's like, I just feel like elevated myself and I can just be freely me. That's your thing. Like just wear that.
Yeah. Well, she said that she wanted to be girly and that she wants to be wearing these things, but it's her friends that are essentially telling her she looks ridiculous when she does. Which is just shit, because it's like, I'm sorry, but unless you want to be fucking me, how is your opinion relevant?
I think she's placing too much on other people, like her perception
External
from other.
validation,
Yeah,
yeah.
so like she's losing the weight for this event for that wedding. She wants to look good for those people. She doesn't want them to like it's not for herself. Like I want to lose this weight to then feel more like me.
And then even when it comes to those, like just because they've been put out there, that doesn't make them accurate or relevant.
Yeah, they're not a like trusted authority on you. I wouldn't listen to that stuff.
Depending on whose wedding this actually is, I would either wear whatever the fuck I wanted or just not go. If this is someone that is, adjacent to this group of friends and you have your own personal connections to them and you want to be there for them and they are genuine friends, they're going to support you to be showing up exactly as you want to be showing up. And then if they're, enmeshed in with this group or they have similar feelings or would behave in a similar manner, then I don't understand why you'd consider this wedding to be a place for you anyway. Like what are you really losing out on if you don't go? That's
such a good point. I think if I would have come to that realization after feeling all these things that she's feeling, and now you're making me.
What the fuck did I do that for?
And now I guess I've been thinking in this story that she has these friends, and then there's this wedding over here. Like the weddings probably could be some of these fuckwit friends that they're not going to really care if she's maybe not there anyway. Like there's fucking 100 other people or whatever.
Yeah.
Making that choice, like, I'm not going to go. The weight off your shoulders, just like unbuckle your belt, sit on the couch. Yeah, I'm just going to stay at home and be with myself. That's like calling in sick when you're not sick to work. The day is mine now.
Yeah, and even then, you could always hit up the bride and groom and be like, I'm going to make sure I'm there for your ceremony so I can be a part of that, but I won't be able to stay for the reception.
That's a really good point, yeah.
Yeah, so that way you're not actually engaging in any of the social aspect of the wedding.
That's a really good point. Yeah. Go to the ceremony and be amongst it, support your friends, be in your community, and then you don't need the awkward sitting around a table with maybe people that aren't nice and people you don't even know, and no one likes that anyway. Plenty of people go to the ceremony and not the reception.
Yeah, and I'm in a similar position where I've got really broad shoulders and I am very short, Irish Catholic. So I've got a really small torso. So when I lose a little bit of weight or gain a little bit of weight, it's obvious really quickly. But then because my shoulder width is structural, you can't lose weight from your shoulders. I have the same thing where clothes they're not built for my body type of thing, because again, I don't feel like any clothing is built for any specific body, but it physically doesn't fit me properly. If something fits me in the torso, it's really tight in the shoulders, or if it's fitting me on the shoulders, it's ballooning everywhere else. Actually finding something that physically fits me can be a problem. But if anything, when I'm trying to do stuff for me, I end up gaining weight over than losing it. And honestly, I feel like that's the biggest move psychologically for me that's happened in the past year, in that when I look in the mirror and I'm seeing the definition in my stomach and I'm seeing the muscles in my back and I'm looking at that in the frame that I have with the width of my shoulders, I'm like, I could punch so many fucking nuts with this body. It's it makes me feel strong. And even though I know that that is not the beauty standard, that just isn't relevant to me. I'm just so here for fucking muscle mummies.
Yeah, well, standards aren't standard.
Clock that one, Confucius. Fuck, that's perfect. Key comment. Have you seen Iona Ma from the rugby player? Yeah. She has a rather muscular build due to her sport and kills in her outfits. Maybe you could look her up for some inspiration. She does have some tits, but I'm sure there's something you can wear that looks stunning on you. Iona is where my mind immediately went. I love her glam looks, love her in general. Gosh, yes, I'm a straight woman, but the first time I saw Iona Ma in a dress, I thought, what a sexy minx. She does. Iona Ma is known for her glam looks, specifically to kind of debunk those expectations that if you have a masculine build, then femme clothing isn't for you. It makes no sense. And so she just ignores all of that. We have some OP responses. I thought about that, but I feel like that would only add fuel to the fire. People told me a nice jumpsuit. I just don't have the build to fill it out. It would look baggy and weird on me. This sounds like I hate being called a lesbian, and I'm trying not to come off like it's a bad thing, but it's a go-to insult, and I want to avoid being perceived as that. It's 100% homophobia and misogyny from everyone that's told me that, but it's giving me really unhealthy complex that I feel like I need to dress girly to prove that I am, and then I'd feel truly comfortable dressing in the neutral masculine clothing. I don't know if that makes any sense. I'm having a hard time explaining. This is another thing I forgot to mention. I have a leg disability, so I can't wear heels, which is something I associate heavily with elevating an outfit to feminine. And it makes one of my legs significantly more swollen, which means I don't want to wear flats and make it noticeable. I've gotten around this in my everyday life by just wearing tennis shoes or sneakers, which doesn't help my case, according to my friends. I would love to wear heels. I used to try every once in a while before I got injured, or at least heeled boots in the winter. That was going to be my suggestion. Like, you can get some really sick, like chunky platform ankle boots that do kind of elevate your height, but they're still relatively flat. So
Like
you're not
wedges.
arching your foot in the same way. And like those are one of my favorite pairs that I have because I'm like 5 foot nothing. I can get what she's saying. It's like, I want to wear the femme clothing so they can get over the lesbian attempt to insult me. So that way I can just wear what I want without being considered a lesbian, which irrelevant because it's like
What does a lesbian look like? Like,
exactly. It's like, I'm sorry, lipstick lesbians is a specific phrase. Like, femme lesbians exist out there, my dude. The idea that if you're femme presenting, by definition, you're not a lesbian is again just showing the skill issue in bigotry, because that thought process is lacking some brain cells.
yeah, if you want to make a change, you've got to make the change.
For your own well-being, you need to go and get some friends that are actually friends.
Yeah, external validation wise, that internal validation wise, just keep looking into it, try stuff, and find yourself. Like, these other people are probably preventing you from doing that. Yeah.
Either that or they're lesbians or they're jealous. Where it's like, oh my God, I wish I could be a muscle mommy.
Yeah, they're just being pricks just to like keep her down.
Yeah, which is a shame because it does seem to be common where, you know, if you have a group of friends, it's almost like one of them is kind of kept around as a scapegoat to be the garbage disposal of any shitty feeling that they all get it taken out on.
That's awful.
Yeah. And it fucking sucks to be that person. If anything, like your friend, you should show up, ratchet, Cheetos in your fucking hair, wearing day-old pajamas to anything, and a real friend would be like, you look fucking fantastic. Let's get you some champagne. That's what a friend does. Like, friends are ride or die, not running you over and killing you. Well, that has been one hell of a pick your poison.
Do we want to move on to a different thing, or do we go back to the rant?
No, that's the point of pick your poison. You've got to pick.
All right.
Yeah, so now we are moving on to our next segment called Fucked Around and Found Out, which is exactly what it sounds like. We've got some people who made choices and for some reason are super surprised by the consequences. Our first one is, am I the asshole? Neighbour damaged her car on my landscaping rocks.
Oh, fucking neighbour disputes. Oh.
Have you had any neighbour disputes?
I don't want to talk about it.
We had to have, during one of the storms, like half of our fence started coming out and our retaining walls started leaning, and there's like a 10-foot drop on the other side. These retaining walls are so big. And so I had to have a team of landscapers come out. All of those retaining walls had to come out and then rebuilt again. And I completely fucking forgot to tell my neighbour that they were even coming. So they came home and half of my yard was in their yard. Now, thankfully, they were really, really sweet about it. Like, but to this day, they still owe me like $1,900 for their half because it's a shared fence. And I'm just like, I'm not game enough to have that conversation.
This is resonating for why I don't want to talk about it, because it's not resolved yet. My issue with, yeah, yeah. When you asked, is there anything you don't want to talk about, like today? Never would have thought I should have said this.
I own a property on a narrow street with a strip of grass in between the sidewalk and the curb. Everyone parks up on top of the strip and digs out deep tyre ruts in my grass. So to keep the street more clear, they pull partially up onto my lawn. The resulting tyre ruts fill with water, become muddy and breed mosquitoes all summer long. Unsightly, and flies are a major pain in my ass. So I found some large rocks, large enough to need a hand truck/dolly to move them, but I used these boulders to block off the parking so nobody could park on my lawn. Put them right there next to the curb line. I purchased new soil, grass seed, mulching, hay, fertilizer. It took about a month, but the ruts filled in. New grass is growing and it looks 10 times better. Plus no more insect breeding ground. My neighbour, who I long suspected was one of the cars damaging my lawn, spoke to me one day. She was pissed I'd put rocks there. She says I should have said something to them or warned them. She went to park, presumably, as she always did, drove up onto my lawn to get out of the street. She didn't expect the rocks to be there and scratched/dented her front/side of the car. She was pissed and hinted that I should pay for that. She mentioned the previous owner lets cars park there and I should continue the tradition. Short summary of the convo, I told her it's not against city code to put the boulders there. I said my property is not for others to park on. There were years of damage I repaired from all the previous parking. I also refused to pay for the body damage from her own careless driving while trying to park where she should never have been in the first place. Next time, she should pay attention to where she's parking. Nor do I care what the previous owners did, and I'm certainly not putting up a sign warning about rocks. She was pissed, to say the least. She gives me the evil eye every time she sees me. What gives? Am I the asshole or not? My dear, if for whatever reason you are unable to see rocks that are so heavy they require dollies to bring them in, I'm going to say you don't have the sight to be driving.
I drove into a kid. Oh, but there isn't usually a kid there.
I mean, obviously, the difference between a rock and a kid, but that is...
the principle is kind of the same.
Yeah,
you're driving...
Annoyingly so. Like, you should be paying attention to your surroundings. Again, what if he was, just sunbathing in that area of his yard and you ran him over?
Yeah, you are the motorist, you are controlling this heavy vehicle that has the capacity to drive into rocks and crush people. Come on, pay more attention while you're driving. There was the detail that whatever was, it was up to city code, but it sounds as though they're parking on the bit between the curb and the start of their actual property, like the council strip, is what I'm imagining.
Yeah.
In which case, while that is up to you to maintain, and it's annoying that there's fucking ruts, there's mosquitoes, there's puddles, it's just a mess, it's torn up, that's for you to maintain, and it's annoying that people keep doing that, but that is public property. They can park there if it's the council's sort of strip, kind of. It's annoying.
I feel like you've made the correct argument and come to the wrong conclusion.
Okay.
Because, yeah, you're legally responsible for maintaining that land. So if it's full of ruts and is destroyed and is covered in mosquitoes, and then the council comes for you because you're not maintaining the part that you are responsible for, then they're actually putting themselves at greater risk by not doing something to prevent that damage.
Yeah, like if it's all torn up and stuff and you're doing reparations, if that's the right word, to make it safer, yeah. If putting down gravel and stuff does that, yeah. But if it's rocks, boulders that will smash into cars and maybe prevent people moving through with prams and stuff, that's probably not the solution. That's just you're putting a bollard there because you don't want to keep having to maintain it or whatever.
Yeah, but if it's on the grass, then it's not blocking the sidewalk.
Well, but the grass might be the sidewalk. They might be just parking up where they shouldn't really be anyway, because their car being there might prevent people walking through.
Yeah.
But it could be a narrow road. We don't really know all of those details.
Well, from the description, I'm assuming that's why, because it's a narrow street that they try to kind of park partially up on the curb to leave as much of the street free and clear as possible.
Yeah, there is the element of...
Bitch, don't you need to have a driveway? Can't you park at the front of your own fucking house?
Well, yeah, maybe they don't. I've lived in plenty of places that don't have that.
Well, yes, but even if she doesn't have her own physical driveway, she's still going to have an out the front of her own house.
Could be a tree there. Could be a corner where it's not safe.
Fair point. I still agree that I probably would have done the same thing. so much of the things that I've set up around my house is to literally to save myself future effort, because I need to find a way to live sustainably. So if the same things keep having to be cleaned or repaired or whatever, then trying to find some physical resolution for it that means I don't have to keep maintaining it, then I'm always going to lean into doing that as well.
Yeah, like I reckon there's a way to do both. Like knock on the door, hey, do you mind not parking on the lawn? I know it's close to your house and you can't park at the front of your house, but it's just making it unsafe for everyone else. Unless you want to maintain it, but you're just tearing it up. If they keep doing it, then put your rock there. Sweet. I asked you and you kept doing it.
I feel like the cheapest and easiest way to solve all of that, I probably just would have gotten a bag of sand. Filled it in so it was flattened out. The grass will naturally grow back through the sand. It's automatically going to get rid of the moisture that the flies and the mosquitoes taken care of. It's flat again. And I mean, if anything, you end up in quicksand because you drive back onto it. I'm just going to put more sand there.
But yeah, other types of aggregate. Like it can drain away and safe to walk on and park.
Yeah, but that kind of aggregate is expensive. I'm not buying fucking rocks for people to drive on.
No, just go down the road where there's roadwork happening. Just there's a big pile here.
Yes, this woman should be able to park on council property because it's legal. But I'm also going to go and steal rocks from you.
I think everyone just needs to do what's safe. If you can't see where you're driving, you're being unsafe. If you're putting bollard blocks of rock, you're being unsafe. Because I'm going to come walking along, thinking I'm on a footpath and it's safe for me to walk, and I'm not going to see this rock and I'm going to axe my knee on it.
I feel like your cane would hit it long before you would.
I've fallen over some rocks. And I'm a cane user, not everyone is.
Yeah.
To bring it to vision impaired people, that's going back to that assumption before of like other people are as capable or whatever as you are. You're just assuming about society.
Yeah, like I feel like I need to physically see what these were, because if there was like an actual concrete path and then these rocks were specifically on the grass strip only, then, we're not hindering space.
And is there a concrete path? Even suburban Australia, like I would love some more paths around my area. The tree roots and unevenness, like that's. Yeah. I just walk on the road because it's safer. Yeah. I think they're both being the assholes.
Yeah. Yes, but I would consider him a justified asshole. Because even with like the unsteady gait thing, like if anything, I'd appreciate the rocks. It gives me something to lean on. Like it's open air that's a danger to me. Especially when if you do have those concrete paths, I'm forever rolling my ankle, like going off the edge.
Yeah. 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 I've broken so many thongs because
Okay. Thongs. The thongs here are flip-flop shoes.
Jandals.
Yeah. He's not talking about like snapping his G-string.
Footwear. I'm always snapping my underpants on concrete footpaths. Do you have many American viewers?
I actually checked out the breakdown, and about 60% of the viewership is from the US, and then the next is UK. Australia is actually fourth, and that third slot, France. Never fucking saw that coming. Next up on Fucked Around and Found Out. Today I fucked up by telling my barber I knew what 2 on the sides meant for 23 years. Do you know what 2 on the sides means?
Like a number 2?
I suppose.
Or is is there another connotation that I don't know about, like 6'7", bro, or something like 2 on the sides?
Yeah, obligatory. This didn't happen today. It's been happening since 2003, and I just had a quiet panic attack about it on the bus. I'm 42. When I was 19, I walked into a barbershop for the first time as an adult, meaning my mum wasn't waiting in the car, and the guy asked me what I wanted, and I had not prepared for this. In my head...
Sorry, this is so already, resonating.
In my head, I assumed haircuts worked like ordering coffee, where you say a word, and the professional handles the rest. Turns out, you have to know words. Numbers even. Hair has a grading system. So the guy says, "What are we doing today, man?" And I, a confident adult, said, just like a 2 on the sides. I have no idea where I got the 2. I think I heard it in a movie. I think the movie was Varsity Blues. I don't know. He nodded, he cut. I tipped 15% because I had read somewhere that's what adults do. I walked out. I looked fine. I assumed I had cracked the code for the next 23 years in 5 different cities and maybe 14 different barbers. When they asked what I wanted, I have said with the calm authority of a man who has read a manual. 2 on the sides, scissor on top. I added the scissor on top around year 4 because I heard another guy say it and it sounded sophisticated, like ordering wine. I did not know what either of these things meant. I assumed 2 was a length, maybe inches, centimeters, a vibe. I never asked. You can't ask. Asking would reveal you have walked into approximately 100 haircuts under false pretenses. That the man you became, taxes, mortgage, opinions about mattresses, was constructed on top of a single unverified guess. Today, my current barber, who I have been seeing for 3 years, said, "You want to try 1.5 today? Switch it up?" And reader, I panicked. Because if a 1.5 exists, that means there's a scale. That means 2 is not a vibe. That means somewhere in the cosmos there is a 0 and a 3 and presumably a 7. And I have been LARPing as a man with hair opinions since the Bush administration. The first one. Wait, no, the second one. That's worse somehow. I said, yeah, let's do it, like a coward. I have no idea if I look different. He's behind me. I can't tell. I just nodded at the mirror like he showed me a piece of modern art. I tipped 20% out of guilt.
I love this, like, anxious meltdown.
That's obviously happening on the inside because it sounds like he's typing this from the fucking chair.
The stream of consciousness, yeah. Or he's like voice dictating it into his phone in the chair and the barber's just... It's like, what the
Oh my God. See, this is objectively fucking hilarious. But the problem is, this is how men do everything. As he's said, he's talking...
Confidently winging it.
Yeah. The authority of a man who has read a manual. The man you become, taxes, mortgage, opinions about mattresses, constructed on top of a single unverified guess. And these are exactly the same kinds of men that are leading countries all over the world, and we wonder why we're where we are. It is literally all just bravado.
Fake it till you make it, baby.
That's fucking it. If anyone's wondering how we got here, this very post sums it the fuck up.
Okay, so here's the thing. You would think, firstly, I can totally relate with her. Whenever growing up, even as a late teen, you go into the barber and you say the words that your mum told you to say. and like the...
Go to the shop.
You don't even know what that means. Like,
go to the shop, you're asking for this and this and this. Back when, you know, like we were
it's
allowed
still
to get cigarettes
programmed in me. Go in and say, cut short, layered all over. I don't even know what that means now. Like, but I would just come out and the haircut is what the haircut was. You don't have agency, you just do the thing and then that's fine for school photos or whatever. But like if this guy's going in, he's like 2 on the sides, what the fuck does that even mean? What did I just say? Afterwards, wouldn't you be like, oh, so that's what that means. I'm going to keep saying that for 23 years. Oh, 2 on the sides. Until 23 years later, you're like 1.5 on the sides. I've got an idea of what that is because this is a 2, right? Context, he knows what a 2 on the sides is.
Yes, but only with the context of the 1.5. It's like, oh, okay. So
well, no, it's the context of his hair.
Yeah, but it's like, if I've been getting a 2 and now I'm being suggested a 1.5, then that means slightly shorter than what I've been getting.
Sounds like this guy is not driving his life.
To be fair, a lot of men aren't.
But you could be like the 2nd time or the 3rd time or the 11th year in, be like, oh, what would you like today? What's a 2?
This is literally the core of the problem with men. They have an absolute aversion to admitting they don't know something or that they are wrong about something.
I think you're limiting it to a gender, and I think that's just a lot of people.
Yeah, but usually the stakes are a hell of a lot fucking higher when you hold most of the societal power. Though that being said,
it doesn't sound like this guy's holding much power.
That's the problem. It's exactly Jude's like this.
He's a CEO.
Yes, I'm literally picturing that. It's like, I know coding, I don't know hair. He specifically said that he does, after so long of acting like you do know what you're doing.
It's too late to change now.
Exactly. Like you're too deep in it. I don't know. Like, I fuck up constantly and I refuse to raise kids or to teach students coming up in schools that mistakes and fuck-ups are something that should be avoided at all costs. If anything, I teach the exact opposite. The more you fuck up, the more mistakes you make, the more you are learning. That's literally why you're here. That's the whole point of childhood. It's literally your trial and error. So the adult you get to is one that has learned what works for you. And so you just get so cut off from all of those learning opportunities of who you are and what you like and what you're about if you can't admit that you don't know what a 2 is. So I suppose like it all comes down to the value you place in those things, I suppose. Like your opinion on mattresses will probably has far greater stakes if you have back problems. If he's living in a life where he's like, yeah, I'm looking in the mirror, I don't look like shit. So what happened the first time is totally fine for the rest of my fucking life. Like
Go mattress shopping and ask for a 2. This month now.
Can I get a 2 on this side?
But yeah, like also,
so this is a Wendy's.
it's your hair. Like it'll grow back if you try a different number or something. It's okay to get a 3 or a 1. Like,
well, yeah, but I think it's just he didn't know that there were other options available.
He's making up the thing anyway by saying, just assuming 2 on the sides is a thing.
Yeah, well, he said he heard it in like a movie or something, so that's where he got that phrasing from.
Oh yeah, and 2 on the sides and scissors on top.
Yeah.
That to me, in context, makes so much sense.
Yeah.
I cut my own hair. This probably looks like shit right now because I've had it under a hat. I clip at the side and scissor the top, 2 on the sides. Like, or maybe 3, I don't know. Just I figured it out like, oh, maybe that's too short. Next time I'll try a 3. Or maybe that's too long. Next time I'll try a 2. Come on, man. You know what 2 means.
Well, yeah, but 2 could mean anything depending on the context. So like
haircuts, like it's clippers. Like it's...
Well, yeah, but even based on what I know about men's haircuts, the 2 isn't like centimeters or inches
no,
or
it's
whatever.
The number 2. Like it's the clip-on.
It's the
fitting.
Yeah, the electric clipper machine has all of these different head attachments. And then each of those head attachments, the blades in them have different lengths. So depending on which one you use, it ends up shorter or longer. And so those are numbered on a scale of shortest to longest. Without knowing that's how clippers work and that clippers have different attachments, because if you've never seen a hairdresser change clipper attachments, or you've never done your own hair.
Or you don't cut your own hair.
But he probably would know that that's what a 2 is. Well, yeah, that's probably just like a basic razor shave.
Well, we don't know what he does.
Well, again, even then.
He's got it full Hagrid.
If he's got it full Hagrid, he's not clippering it.
No, so therefore he doesn't know what clippers are. He's got the tightest, like he's there every Friday getting a 2 on the sides because he's a CEO. But he's got fucking shit in his beard. There's like a bird's nest in there.
Go in there, pull a Snickers out.
If only I knew about clippers. I don't know. I think, come on, man, ask more questions in life.
Yeah, you're going to drive into some rocks. You're going
Nice. You are driving this thing.
You should be. You need to know where you're going, mate, or you're going to end up lost. So that wraps us up on Fucked Around and Found Out. Next up is Tumblr Time. So Tumblr Time segment is exactly what it says on the box. It is things that haven't come from Reddit. They have, in fact, come from Tumblr. So usually...
Oh, Tumblr. Whoa. Throwback. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So the first one is refusing the call. And it starts with Natalie Ironside saying, what's the trope name for when someone finds out they're the chosen one and is like, no, thank you, and goes and does something else? Dream Whistles and Stories responds, common sense, gifted kid burnout. Neo Silverthorn says, refusal of the call is the actual trope name, usually followed by the tropes of the call knows where you live and you can't fight fate. Final response, Silver Flame Alchemist says, the call is trying to contact you about your Destiny's extended warranty. And isn't that just fucking true? It's like the whole, you finally like cancel all of your social media and you move to a cave where there's like no internet or Wi-Fi, and then a homing pigeon shows up with like a Candy Crush request. Are you familiar with the refusal of the call? Like the writing trope?
Yeah.
For characters?
Yeah. Like if there's a call to action and the hero is probably like, no.
Yeah.
Right? I guess contextually that's what my brain went to.
Yeah.
But also like the pressure, you're the eldest child or you're going to be the only child in the family to go to university because you're smart enough. But you're like, I don't want to go to university. Like the pressure.
Yeah. You need to go to university because you need to be able to make enough money to take care of your family, and then you completely blow that off, refusing the call. But the call knows where you live, so you end up becoming like a multimillionaire CEO and you end up being able to take care of your family anyway.
Or the call is one of your parents, and no matter whatever you do, it's not good enough. Sorry.
Yeah. This whole usually followed by the tropes of the call knows where you live and you can't fight fate. I'm immediately picturing The Hobbit. He's literally just eating tea and then ends up completely inundated by a bunch of
The
people
Hobbit,
that are wanting him to go on an adventure. And he's like, no.
But then they all ate all his food. And he's like, well, got nothing to do here now.
Yeah. So it's like you refuse the call and then the circumstances essentially end up forcing you to.
That's life, isn't it? Like,
yeah,
there's always something needing your attention. Yeah, we build things up and then they're not actually big things. Like, I can't wear these clothes to the wedding. But then you do, you're like, oh.
Oh, no, yeah. The anxiety of the anticipation is always 10 times worse than actually doing whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah.
So have you heard of the man versus bear debate on the internet?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, excellent.
But for those who haven't.
No.
Yeah, like if you would rather run into a bear or a man in the woods, what would be more dangerous to you?
Yeah. In our last episode with Nate, we had a Tumblr Time segment. It was a man that was like, I'm sorry, but men in the woods make sense. We're out there doing man things. We're fishing, we're hunting, we're, building stuff. If I see a woman in the woods, she's about to sacrifice me. I'm getting the fuck out of there. So it's like, and someone responded.
She's hunting me.
Yeah. It's like a woman like retweeted it. She's like, men finally figured what we were doing in the woods in the first place. It's all up for us now, ladies. Pack it in. So this one kind of followed on from that. 6% of Americans think they could fight in hand-to-paw combat with a brown bear. Considering they can keep up with horses, weigh 600 pounds on average, and have razor-sharp teeth and claws, I think 6 out of 100 people in the US might be in trouble.
They're all the people living in a city, and they're all guys that, oh yeah, I could smash a bear.
Meanwhile, anyone in the Canadian Rockies is just like, if you just keep walking, they'll leave you alone.
Yeah. It's like everyone in Australia, there's a snake. Oh yeah, let's just go over here. Like just
you just stamp and it'll go away.
Yeah, maybe do the thing that you probably have been brought up to do, which is like stand for the snake, give it a space, don't go near that bear.
Yeah. The response is, I could almost certainly win a sanctioned boxing match against any wild bear. Not to brag, but I would probably win the fight in less than a minute. As soon as the bell was rung, I would be immediately mauled. But biting is a foul in boxing. The bear would be disqualified for committing an intentional foul that caused injury, and I would be awarded the win. Presumably,
but you'd be dead. So.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm like, you know what? I'll pay that. That's good. That's fair. That is a fair and valid point.
People would rather like get mauled. They're in the right, but you're still like mauled.
I very much give that energy myself. I will kill myself to prove a point. I'm
going to drive into that rock that shouldn't be there.
Just to prove I'm allowed to park here.
Yeah. But also watch The Revenant and then, maybe you will like, oh yeah, stay clear of bears.
Was The Revenant a Tarantino? I can't remember.
No, it's the guy that did Birdman. Okay. I think. The Alejandro something, maybe.
Yeah. Just because I know that when it comes to, like, if Tarantino and Leonardo DiCaprio are working together, I'm just like, you know what? I'm just going to leave that alone. It's just, it's too much.
There will be blood.
It's too much.
Oh, that's the Coen brothers, maybe.
And that is us for Tumblr time. Thank you so much for being here, Huw. I'm really glad that you agreed to come on.
Thanks for having me, and yeah. Been pretty nervous, didn't want to like say anything cringe, but no, this has just been like...
The goal is that you should be pure and unfiltered, that whatever you keep trapped in there, you let out, because that's what the Naughty Corner is for.
Ooh.
This is why we get sent to the Naughty Corner. Where can everyone find you?
At my house, but don't come. Social media, Huw Rogers Comedy, probably a link in the description. Yeah, or like if you're, America, UK, France, then I'll come into a comedy show. I've got a show coming up on August 2nd at the Newcastle Comedy Club, Newcastle, Australia, UK. You can find tickets at newcastlecomedyclub.com.au or Newcastle Comedy Festival. It's called Doing Great Considering with two of my favourite comedians. One of them has been on your show before, Brendan Duff.
Yes, he has. Brendan Duff. He was on the Fired by Friday set. with us.
Yeah, yep, and with Scott Fowler. So if you're watching this and you want to come to a show, it's called Doing Great Considering. It's stand-up comedy about keeping it together.
Scott bugs the shit out of me, and I've had to tell him this when we've been in the same mentor sessions for comedy writers group that we're a part of, because he's so fucking good that, and I end up going on stage after him and I'm like, I can't fucking follow that. I love him so much that it forces me to hate him. I am his Sarah.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Oh. Thanks so much for joining us in the Naughty Corner, guys. We'll see you next time.
Bye.